Suffering. The theme of this letter was the idea of suffering. This letter is one of the most personal letters Paul had ever wrote. This letter emphasizes the hurt of Paul. But if you look at the background, joy is a huge part of it as well. The letter of Philippians differs from the other letters wrote. Paul wrote this letter to Christians in the Macedonian city of Philippi, when in prison. He was in danger to death. Paul wrote this anticipating his release from prison around 62 AD. Paul wrote this letter to the Philippians who had sent Paul a gift from a messenger. The messenger's name was Epaphroditus, whom fell ill. Paul then sent him back to the church to receive joy. The church of Philippi was beloved by Paul. Paul paints a very good picture of himself when writing this letter because it portrays so much happiness and joy centered around the church he loved so much. Paul writes about his sufferings. Now I want you to know that my circumstances have turned out for the greater progress of the gospel. Paul wants us to know that we are supposed to surrender our lives to Jesus. For to you it has been granted for Christ's sake, not only to believe in him, but also to suffer for his sake, experiencing the same conflict which you saw in me, and now here to be in me. Paul was put in jail for preaching about Jesus. He suffered for Jesus. He wants us to know that every single Catholic has their time to suffer for Jesus. I have suffered the loss of all things, and count them but rubbish so that I may gain Christ. Paul teaches a humanity lesson. He expands on the joys